Hello everyone, Sahil here. I welcome you all to the virtual school, new way of learning and teaching with the vision of let's grow together. My dear friends, today we are going to talk about the merits of democracy. So in our previous lecture or previous video, we learn about the democracy. So in upcoming chapters, we will learn about the liberty and equality. So today, our focus will be on the merits and demerits of the democracy. So we are living in the country like India as a democratic country. The power of the people or for the people, of the people, and by the people. It means we form the government for ourselves, for the betterment of individual, ours, community, and the entire nation itself. So we'll see the merits of the democracy, means what are the good characteristics, or we can say the benefits of the democratic government. So it is a government by incompetent people. Sorry, we are at this second stage. We'll go for first the merits of the democracy. So merits, we'll learn first merits, then we'll go forward for the demerits, right? So merits means good things, yeah, just now told you. So it promotes the interest of the common people better than any other form of government or any other type of government, like we can say the communist or the monarchy and autocratic like North Korea. So democracy is considered as the best form of government in the world. Like USA is the oldest democracy in the world, India is the largest democracy in the world, like that. So it provides an efficient system of government. It means in this kind of government, democratic government, the voice of the people is being heard. Everything is being done for the betterment of the people, like that. It induces the people to become more disciplined citizen. It means the democratic government will convince the people, or what we can say, persuade people to be a disciplined citizens or responsible citizens of the any particular country. Not like that anyone is coming and they are doing whatever they want, they are moving here and there, they are disturbing people, and they are being threatened to the internal security or external security. They are not, what you can say, happy with the current government, like that. So it is not like that. So democratic government, it will make people, or they persuade people, convince the people to be a discipline. They will obey the rules and regulations of the government of the nation and all. So democracy has a great moral and educative value. It means there are the good things, like everyone is towards the nation, for the nation, selfless service, and people are educated. But we can say the like we can give the example like in the North Korea, it is like autocrat government. What government thinks, it will happen, not the what will not will happen like about as per the citizens of that nation. So in democratic country, there will be the value is given to the moral and education or the literacy. Democracy by making peaceful and constitutional changes possible towards the revolution. It means we can say one kind of thing the takta palat we can say or revolution change in the government or uh, the change in power like in some countries happen in the Myanmar how military has taken over the government or entire nation. So in the democracy, these kind of things will not happen easily. There's no impossible, but it will not happen easily. So democracy will give the what the people wants. Not like that people are under constraint or restraints and they are not getting fulfill their basic needs. But in democracy, it will happen. What? They will be heard. Their needs will be fulfilled by the government. So it stops the revolution. Democracy promotes the spirit of patriotism among the people by making them feel that they are an integral part of the government. So in this kind of government, in democracy, what will happen? So they will not feel they are the biased or they are left out. So everyone has a right or they have the opportunity to ask the question to the government. Everyone can come and propose any new ideas or new proposals for the development or betterment of the people. So people are the part of the government directly or indirectly. All will learn about that like that direct democracy and indirect democracy. So people are not feeling that they are left out or they are out of the system, but people are the part of the system. So the laws under democracy are readily obeyed by the people because they feel that these laws have been enacted by their own elected representatives, because no one will ask questions because we are sending our representatives to the parliament by election. We are selecting or electing them through the elections. So in democracy, elections will happen, but other countries or other kind of democracies, there will be no elections. So there will be monarchy or communism, something like that. So here we have we can say the right to vote, right to elect, that kind of freedom we have in the democratic kind of government. Democracy combines the advantage of the specialist and the representative government. It means we have the specialists like IAS officers, IPS officers, they are the all educated people, and the representatives, they are coming from the grassroots level, we can say. So there is a combination of the government in the democratic government. It is not like that only one kind of part of the people only educated or only illiterate people. No, it is a combination of the specialists and the representatives. So now we'll go for the demerits of the democracy. It is a government by incompetent people because the general people in whom the power is vested, they are not competent to elect the right type of representatives. It means there are the many examples like many people are in the power but without proper or basic education. There is one example from the North India, one person who elected as a member of parliament, but he is not able to sign or do his signature. So some press people ask him how you will run your government, and he said, I am not able to read or write, but I have faith in people or in my officers with them I will lead the my government. But everywhere it is not possible. Faith and all those things are not working in this kind of things. But this is one kind of negative point of the democracy, that anyone can be the government or office holder or minister. That is not a good point. Democracy is a slow government since the issues are discussed in the leisurely manner before arriving at any kind of decision. It means we are listening to people. Voice of the people is being heard before taking any kind of decision or big decisions. Decision making power is in the hands of the people. We will discuss. Because of that, it will take time to come at or arrive at any decision making process. So it is a slow government. Democracy is very expensive because it entails frequent elections which involves huge expenditure on propaganda. It means every 5 years there will be the general election, then all the state level elections, local level elections, and suppose is there any what we can say any person or any MLA or any MLC or MP passed away, or he boycotted, or he become as a rebel and he changed the party. So there are many things. So there will be the continuation in the elections. Election process will be continued in entire nation throughout the year. So it is expensive and it frequent elections. So people will spend more money on the elections to influence the people to have the votes in their own party, and many things they will distribute money. Then they will come with the new kind of schemes, and those schemes will not be implemented properly. That is a different part. Like that, those things that will happen. So allowances and other facilities to the members of the legislature. So there are many kind of facilities, security guards and vehicles, then bungalows and many things they will be allotted to them. So it is like part of democracy, but it is expensive. Democracy breeds corruption, favoritism and nepotism. So in this kind of government, corruption will happen because there will be people without moral, without ethics. They will not think about the people. Once our former prime minister said, when central government sends 1 rupees for the poor people, only 5 paise will reach to them. In between there will be like ministers, officers, middlemen. They will be, that money will be drained. That basic facilities or the remuneration given to the for the basic development of the people, it will not happen actually. The aid is given by the central government, it will not reach to the grassroots level. So this kind of corruption will happen, or then favoritism will come. Suppose anyone wanted to be an government servant, so there will be many things. People will come with the some money and they will ask for money, or they will demand for money. In that, corruption happens in both way. Suppose one person is not capable to be selected for a certain post, he will offer some money. In some situations what will happen, even if that person is capable, but the person who is appointing or the people in the system, they will demand some money. So this kind of things will happen. Or suppose one minister is in the power and he will appoint his own relatives or his own family members, that called the nepotism. So democracy kind of government it will happen. So democracy encourages party loyalty at the cost of national interest. So this is the common point. No consistent policy is possible under the democracy because the change of the government usually leads to the change in the policy. It means suppose there are we have the multi-party system. Around 750 plus parties are in India, national level or state level. What happens when government changes? There is a change in government. Those policies being set by the previous government, it will not be in force or it will not be implemented by the new government. They will come with the new policies. They will say those policies are not good for the people, so they will form new policies. It will take time for implementation. After 5 years, what will happen? Again election happens, then change in government. It is a continuous process. So despite these shortcomings, it cannot be denied that the democracy is probably the best form of government in the world. So even these kind of negative points are the, what we can say, the demerits. The democratic form of government is best in the world than other governments like monarchy, or what we can say, the communism. Example is like Communist Party of India, Communist Party of China, or Russia. So there is a autocrat. One person is holding office for lifelong. In China, they came with the new amendment in their parliament. The current president will be the lifelong till his death. So this kind of things should not happen actually. There should be this certain time period, 1 or 2 terms, max to max 2 terms like in USA. So but we cannot say anything. But democracy is a different type of government, but better for the betterment of the people. So we'll talk about the liberty. What do we mean by liberty? It is originated from the Latin word liber, means freedom. So freedom of a person to do whatever he likes without any restraints, means free bird, like what he thinks, what he likes, he can do, but certain restraints must be imposed on an individual so that it can be enjoyed by all the members. It means if you have the freedom, it means not like that you can go and acquire somebody's property, kill someone or disturb someone. It should not happen. So for that purpose, there are some certain rules and regulations, like after 10 o'clock you cannot play loud music, otherwise your neighbors will be disturbed, or you cannot disturb other people like that. So you are free, you do good things for yourself, for your development, but you should not disturb others like that. So without certain restraints, it shall indeed be difficult to maintain order and harmony in the society. So this is thing like that. Without restraints, it is very difficult to maintain harmony in the society. So now we'll go through some characteristics of the liberty. What are the characteristics of the liberty? So liberty does not mean absence of restraints. It means we have the liberty, you have the freedom, but with some certain conditions, some rules and regulations. Rule of law is there. You cannot disturb others, you cannot harm the property of others, you cannot leak the information which will threaten to the internal security or our national security. So these kind of things. You should be in limit. You should be in the some certain criteria set by the government. Means the presence of certain conditions which are essential for the development of an individual's personality. Absolute liberty is neither practicable nor desirable. It means absolute liberty, like we can say bull in the wild or jungle. It is not possible. You are roaming here and there, you are disturbing others, you are eating whatever you want, you are killing whatever whom you want. So it is not possible in this kind of things. So liberty and laws are not antithesis. It means we can say laws are there in the society with the liberty. So both are not paradoxical, but they are in the way of development of the people. All together, liberty and laws. Law help in the promotion of the liberty by regulating the actions of the members and laying down norms to be observed by the members in the larger interest of the community. It means law and liberty will go hand in hand, not like liberty is going in a different way and laws are going on different way. No, both should be go in one direction, then only the development of the individuals and the society and nation is possible. So in coming videos or lectures, we will learn about the different types of liberties, what type of liberties are there, and so on. So stay tuned, do like, share and subscribe our channel to get more information. We have started new initiative to provide you all important national, international and business news in the MP3, then Kurukshetra, then Yojana magazine in MP3. All things will be in the summarized one. So you can listen with the good background music while you are cooking, while you are eating, while you are cycling, early morning while jogging, when you are free. So it will give you the kind of essence of what you are learning. You should be in the practice of listening. You should listen it. So for that, this is new initiative. We are here, and this is the best, we think so, for the improve your learning process. So if you think or if you feel we should improve in that, you can comment in the comment box and let us know. So thank you so much, take care, God bless you all, and let's grow together.